Hey, I hope you're doing well. Now, I've been seeing people make videos just holding their camera, walking, talking, very casual, very lo-fi. It's a trend right now, so I'm going to try it on this channel. And excuse the shades, it is super bright here in London, and it's going to work a lot better for me with shades on. So, but just in case, that's me. Okay, so as the title of the video suggested, I'm talking about how I saved two people from drowning. And this is actually on two separate occasions. This would be in my 20s, probably the first time when I was about maybe 20, 21, second time 23. So it was really weird. It happened twice to me. And both were very lucky occasions, really, almost like fate played a role. And why am I talking about these kind of stories? Well, I tell my kids these stories sometimes when we're having a meal, and they're like, oh no, you've told this one before. We know this story, but I'm thinking in the future they may forget, and maybe their families will not have met me. So in a sense, I'm trying to preserve a bit of a memory for them as well. So the two occasions, the first time I was working as a photographer in a holiday camp in the southwest of England in Devon. My job was to photograph the guests, family portraits, shots of people doing activities, and then I would sell those photographs in a little shop for their own memories. This was in the day when people they had their own cameras, but they were film cameras, so it cost more to take pictures. And so there was more of a market for people to actually purchase photos, unlike these days with smartphones and when everyone's taking photos all the time. Anyway, I digress. So one of the areas where I would photograph would be around the swimming pool. And so I would go around and see if I can capture some good memories for these families. So I had a camera with quite a longish lens, and I was photographing, seeing what was going on in the pool. So I had the camera to my eye, and I was just scanning across the water of this swimming pool with a longish lens. And suddenly, I framed the shot. What I saw was shocking. I saw a young girl, maybe 3-4 years old, under the water, drowning through my lens. I could see her struggling, trying to get to the surface and really struggling. And around her were a few people who were completely oblivious to this, because with the reflections on the swimming pool, you can't often see what's down below. So I saw this, I was shocked. Very quickly, I put my camera down on the edge of the pool and I jumped in fully clothed. There was a lifeguard there, I should add. A lifeguard was not looking in this direction, had not seen this. They were on a tall chair, they had not seen this. I jumped in, completely clothed. I reached under the water, I grabbed this girl, I pulled her above the water, I held her, I moved her to the edge, and I put her over the edge, and she ran screaming back to her family. I don't know what family members were in the pool, I don't know why she was there on her own. Maybe there was some family members there. All I know is she rushed to a chair where there was her mother, I guess, somebody, and was crying her eyes out. And obviously the family were super grateful that this happened. And in this process, my camera was fine. The kid was fine, that was most important. My camera was fine, obviously. My watch was completely wrecked. It wasn't even properly water resistant. And the management of this hotel was super grateful. Obviously, it could have been a huge issue. Had somebody passed away at the hotel, it would have been a huge legal case. It would have been an absolute nightmare. They were super happy, bought me a new watch, and basically treated me brilliantly. But my point, what was my lesson here? My lesson was I was so lucky having my camera kind of probably saved this girl's life. So super lucky. And I guess I've always been doing a lot of photography in my past. I've always been very pretty observant of things. So it does pay to always keep your eyes out, looking for things all the time. That's how I am. I'm always looking out for what's going on around me, my environment. It's just because I was a photographer for many years. So that's story number one. Story number two, a few years later, I was in Israel, in Haifa, and I was on the beach there. Now, there were some people there who I knew. I arrived late. There were some people already there that I knew, and I was just about to get changed, actually. Looked out to the sea, and I heard somebody shouting, "Help, help, I've hurt my foot, I've injured my foot on a rock." Okay, and the sea in Haifa can be pretty rough, quite a lot of undercurrent, and he was probably not the greatest swimmer. He was a man maybe in his late 30s or so, not the greatest swimmer probably. He was panicking. I guess panic is the worst thing, and he was literally going under. He couldn't stand properly. The undercurrent was pulling him and he was going under. So once again, I rushed in. I took my shirt off. My first instinct was that my shirt it was a long shirt. I thought it would drag me into the water more. It would be heavy. So I took my shirt off like a guy from Baywatch or something. And I ran in. I grabbed him. It wasn't that deep, but he was struggling. I pulled him out and he was very, very shaken. I guess he was maybe 30, 40 feet out, something like that. So I don't know what would happen to him, but he was super grateful. Unfortunately, I lost my shirt. I could not find my shirt. The current had taken it out. So I had no shirt. I thought I better go home now. So I had to get on a bus and go through Haifa without any shirt and walk home. I got some very odd looks. It wasn't very dignified. It happened to be also Sabbath as well. So people gave me a weird look like, who is this foreigner? Why are they walking around without a shirt on like some sort of poser? Anyway, long story short, he was super grateful. I think he got a real shock about this. And I was so pleased to have been able to be in the right place at the right time. So twice this has happened. So I hope you've enjoyed this story. And I guess, any lessons around here would be when you're near water, just keep your eyes peeled, be on the lookout. You never know what's going to happen next. So anyway, thanks for watching this. And I'll speak to you very soon. Please do like and subscribe if you want more of these stories. It's a new channel. I would much appreciate the support. Bye for now.